Welcome to another edition of Hanging with Diasporans, where we engage Nigerians around the world on issues that shape our nation. My name is Folajogun Akinlami, and I'm your host. Today, we're discussing a topic that affects every Nigerian around the world: the cost of insecurity in Nigeria. According to Nigeria's federal budget, security allocations have increased drastically from 921 billion in 2012 to approximately 5.41 billion in 2026, with a budget of 33 trillion budgeted separately for security during this period. So the big question is this: what is going to investment? What is going to insecurity? What is going to economic growth? And what is the cost of security in Nigeria? To help us unpack these questions, we have a special guest in the house, Mr. TUNDE BELLO, and is a fellow chartered accountant and business advisor with over 24 years experience in accounting, taxation, corporate governance, and strategic and financial management. Mr. Bello, thank you so much for being a part of our work. Mr. Bello, before we talk about the numbers, when you hear the word insecurity, what concerns you most? The human cost, the economic cost, or both?
All right, thank you for that. It has to be both because you can't do one without the other because one comes before the other and then the two of them have multiplier effects. So because we are humans, we are generally tilted towards the human factor of insecurity because of loss of lives, loss of loved ones, which can cause a lot of trauma. It can also cause a lot of instability, mental issues, and all the rest. That can be quantified in monetary terms or financial terms. So that seems to be on the burner because people who lose their loved ones won't be talking about money. No matter who they are, they just want to see them around, and you can't quantify that. But on the other side, you want to look at the issue of economic costs because where there is insecurity, there is no business because nobody wants to operate in an environment where it is insecure. The goods, the property, the items transported, logistics, everything that affects economic factors, land, capital, people, process, machines, and all that are affected. So in all, you can't take one and leave the other. It's just that as humans, what concerns us most is the human factor, the loss of people, the loss of loved ones. And that is why it seems to be on the burner. And every time that they talk about security or insecurity, we always talk about the human part.
Right. Many Nigerians focus on the tragic loss of lives, as you've pointed out rightly. But from
Yeah,
an economic standpoint, what is the true cost of insecurity to Nigeria?
massive, massive in the sense that if you look at even from the point of economics, the amount committed to security and then the commensurate value you get from it. If you look at the cost benefit analysis of security and insecurity in terms of budget, in terms of human capital committed, and in terms of the expectation of people, not just Nigerians, but the outside world, you will see that the cost outweighs the benefit in the sense that so much money has been committed into the issue of security. And then you now look at what we are getting from it, then you'll be able to tell that apart from the human loss of life, the tragic loss of lives, you will know that from an economic standpoint, it seems that we're just having a drain pipe that we're putting money in. It looks like we're wasting money because the result that is expected from this is not what we are getting. People unnaturally now use, like an urban drift where people come from where they are unexpectedly and they start driving towards where they are not supposed to be, and then causing havoc, economic hardship, striving, and then looking for the little available resources that were there before they come, and then it becomes a very big issue. And that in itself, it's one economic issue that Nigerians have, Nigeria itself did not prepare for, because there's always an a cause and effect of every action. And this has brought to us a very big cost that we are not prepared for as a country.
Wow. All right. Moving. Why you say that you're not prepared for? Could you shed a little more light on that?
Okay, for example, I don't want to be political at this moment. If you look at a state like Plateau State and look at the neighboring states, a place where you can call the epicenter of issues like this. Look at a state like Benue, and then you look at the neighboring state like Enugu, Nasarawa, Adamawa, Kano, Kaduna, Abuja. Then you realize that the effect of insecurity in those states will make people to move, and then available facilities, amenities that are not even enough are now stretched.
Well, okay.
So because we're not prepared for this, it's like you've already planned for 30 people to be at your party, and then because somebody came with another person, you now have 60 people,
And
and
the
then you now have
too
to
much.
exactly. So you now have to go look for what you didn't prepare for, additional cost, additional human involvement, additional mental issues, additional expenses, and then space. So facilities are now drained, stretched, amenities are now overused and overpowered. So that's what I meant by we didn't prepare for that, because it is a multiplier effect. Yes.
Oh, ripple effect. Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time to break that down. Now, let's go a bit financial now. Between 2012 and 2026, Nigeria budgeted approximately 33 trillion for defense and security. As a result, as a chartered accountant, what questions should citizens be asking about spending on this scale? Is it affecting us? And what results have we expected? What should we see?
Well, you know, even without talking as an accountant, citizen obligation, expectations, and stewardship. You've committed so much money for these past years. People want to ask, what is the effect of what you have done so far? I mean, even in your own house, you want to ask your kids. Recently, I was asking some of my staff who are preparing for professional exams, because we sponsor them. So we're asking, okay, what is this project you're doing? How is it gone? How far have you gone with it? You need to give us a report on how far you have gone with this project. So Nigerians need to know, is this just about budget? Because the security issues has become a critical aspect of the fiscal policy of Nigeria. We now have to raise taxes to finance security. We now have to borrow to finance security. So that in itself puts a burden upon us as a nation and as a people, because, I mean, borrowings come with a cost. It can have a moratorium, of course, maybe they give you a space of grace to pay back, but you cannot compare the benefit of having £1,000 or $1,000 or £1,000 in your hands now against £1,000 tomorrow or next, because you're going to be paying that back at the current price, not at the price with which the covenant was agreed upon or with the terms were agreed. So the cost implications of a feedback from government is very, very key, because when government say we are going to spend 1 trillion on security this year, the expectations of Nigerians are, okay, we're going to have reduced insecurity, we're going to have armed nominations, we're going to have professional personnel in the army or in the police or in the
Form of monitoring gadgets,
exactly,
cameras everywhere.
exactly, because it's supposed to be a collateralized investment. The capital expenditure aspect of security should be a fundamental thing that Nigerians want to look at. After this, what do we have? Okay, we've bought jets, we bought fighter jets, we bought drones. Where are they? Are they current? Are they reusable? Are they there for us as a capital expenditure or as an asset? And then the trained personnel Are we seeing the changes in acquisition of knowledge as per security? Is it beneficial to us? Can we call any of the security officials and ask them questions about intelligence reports, about and all of these things? What do we have on ground? So it is a massive responsibility on government to say, okay, we've invested so much for the past 10 years. This is how far we have come. If you go to the security head office, if you go to the army HQ, if you go to the police HQ, we should see difference every year. We should see people, we should see personnel improving in their intelligence, in their reporting, in their service delivery, in managing people and managing process. So these are all the impact of stewardship as regards how much money has been committed into security issues in Nigeria.
Moving on, sir. Despite the increasing security budgets in Nigeria year in year out, and over consistently still over the years, we still continue to experience kidnappings. We still continue to experience banditry, and what factors might explain this then?
I think the key issue here is the um, I'm trying to look for a word. You know, when you build a system around something, when you build a system around something, whether legal or illegal, everybody want to look at what is in there. So now, if you look at the issue of kidnapping, it looks as if it is now more of business than any other thing. So if this is business and it seems the system is built around it, it seems there is an economic value for these activities, then you have increased interest. Because if somebody does something that is criminal and the person is not punished, but rather find a reward, people will have interest drifted towards that. And the more that system is not checked, you have more people interested in it because it now seems like I have a place I can cash out. So you begin to wonder, okay, all of these years, have we caught anybody? Have we arrested anybody? Have we prosecuted anybody? Have we done something that shows that there is a concerted effort to nip this in the bud? And then you will begin to see reduced involvement. However, it seems like it's something that
Does it
is,
systemic support for this?
it seems like it's something that is paying. So if it is paying, then you have increased interest. While I am not a security expert, I think the key issue here will be what has happened to those who have been involved in this thing. What has government done? What has security operatives done? And what has been the punishment, if I can use that word, for anyone caught in doing it? If there isn't anything, it seems like, okay, it is a free for all thing. And I think that's why we have the increase. The other thing will be, does it look like an international thing? Is there an international hand, or is there a kind of cooperation in this? It seems we have more of an international involvement. Like, you find out many times they say these are foreigners coming to do all of these things. So if they are foreigners, it means that it is not just a local issue. It means it is being perpetrated somewhere else, maybe at a larger scale or on a different pedestal before it comes here. So for me, the increase is as a result of the system that is around it. If that system is not checked, there'll still continue increase.
All right, thank you so much for that. And a lot of diasporans, they're looking to, it's a norm when you're
Yeah.
traveling. They'll be like, "Ekori Okodele, you go and never miss your steps. May you come back with goodies for everyone." But these days, it's like Heroico is beginning to look like it will stay there because
Yeah.
of the insecurity. I mean, what do you have to say about this? And
I
what
mean,
impact will this have on our people?
okay, so most times when you're doing a business that you have to be involved in, then you have to travel. You have to be where your investment is. Even the Bible says, where your treasure is, your heart will be there. So
Absolutely.
if you have treasures, if you have investment in anywhere, you want to once in a while um, do it, or where you have significant economic presence, whether it is through you directly or through someone else or through a special purpose vehicle that you have established, you want to be there. However, where there is insecurity, it's going to be difficult for you to come into a place where your security is not guaranteed. And that means it's going to affect foreign investment, foreign direct investment, or people bringing in money to invest because confidence is low, assurance is zero, dependence is almost non-existent. So this will make diasporans to say, I would rather stay where I am secured, where my fund is guaranteed, even if it comes at a lower um, investment returns. But if it is secured and guaranteed, then it can come in piecemeal over some period of time. Then I can have that instead of coming to a place where my investment is not secured or my security is not guaranteed. So this has effect, a whole lot of effect for that matter, on diaspora and the diasporan investment or foreign direct investment into Nigeria, because everybody feels that insecurity will cause economic instability, political instability, social issues, and infrastructure decadence. And with that, a lot of people just want to stay back. We all have different coping mechanism towards certain things. And for security, because most people don't experience it over there, they don't want to even try to experience it here.
If asked for any reason at all, what advice would you give the government in curbing this menace?
Actions, actions. I'm in a very I'm in the South at the moment, and I can tell you what insecurity can tell, can be and can feel like. So, generally speaking, you want to look at what Nigerians can do, what Nigerian government can do, actions, going to the source, going to the root where these things are happening and facing it head on, calling for help, calling international organization for help. I think that's what Nigerians can do. If not, I'm not sure we at this moment we can fight this alone. Thank you.
All right. Beyond military action, because when we say action, I'm beginning to see some gently moves and some other moves like that. Beyond military action and some Jabal moves as well. What other reforms can the government take? What other ways? In which other ways can they do it?
The truth is, let me tell you, for that, the truth is, military action has to be there first because it arouses confidence in the citizens. The ability of the military to tackle whatever is going on, the ability of the military to attack, the ability of the military to deliver what is expected of them is one key confidence area that Nigerians must see. Then the other one will be science and technology. And of course, it all comes back to military actions. We've seen wars in many countries and regions, and we've seen how it is handled. So we can treat it with, with lesser importance. It has to be a top-notch importance, and it has to be military for military, because we're not talking about ding guns, we're not talking about bullets here and there. We're talking about real machines, arms, and ammunition, and it has to be. Thank you.
All right. So, for instance, now, Mr. Bello, if Nigeria were to somehow manage to succeed with this, and they manage to curb insecurity, let's say within the next 2 3 years, what's the next 5 years going to be looking at?
Fantastic. Nigeria is a big country. Nigeria is a big economy. We have the people, we have the population, we have the knowledge, we have the idea, we have sun, we have water, we have land, I mean, we have almost everything that makes a great nation what they are. We have oil, we have gas, we have solid minerals, we have everything. So if there is a proper security infrastructure in place, I tell you, foreign direct investment will increase, We are going to have a lot of people coming into the country, bringing in their money. They are secured and they are okay. So you can't tell. We're going to be competing with great nations all over the world once this is done. That is what is going to happen. There's no two way about it. Thank you.
All right. All over the world, Nigerians are perceived as brilliant. They're perceived as they're actually brilliant. They're perceived as brilliant, um, informative. They are brilliant. They utilize their skill sets in developing everywhere they are. But with this level of insecurity and the level of brain drain, how can we ever recoup it back?
You can't measure the impact of insecurity at the moment. Is immeasurable at the moment, because if you look at the drift of how many Nigerians are traveling with the Japa syndrome because of insecurity or political instability, you would tell that all we need was to have something that stabilizes the economy. We needed to have a country where people can function properly. We needed to have a country where our economic environment, the ease of doing business is there. And then we are sure that the reward system is balanced. One of the key issues here is the reward system. I mean, if I'm doing well, I should be rewarded properly. But when people see those who are not doing well being rewarded, or those who are leading are not people who are not supposed to be there, or they are the ones that are being given the accolades and the attention, then you see the emotional setback in all Nigerians. For me, I think basically what Nigeria can do for Nigerians is to make sure that we have an enabling environment to function, to be able to practice, to be able to express ourselves, and to have a sense of belonging that shows that we can actually express our intelligence, our ideas, and then be productive for once.
Right, home and abroad, we can express our intelligence and express and be productive for all, even from wherever we might be as Nigerians. Thank you so much, Mr. Bello, for being a part of our work. We hope the
Thank
next
you.
time we call on you, you will oblige us.
I will. Thank you. And it's nice meeting.
Bello, thank you so much for sharing your insights and helping us understand economic and governance dimensions in insecurity in Nigeria. So, everyone watching around the world, thank you for joining us on this edition of Hanging Out with Diasporans. We'd love to hear from you. What do you think? Let's keep the conversation going. What practical steps should government adopt? What should citizens do in order to address it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this conversation, share, subscribe, and do not forget to turn up notifications so you never miss another edition. I'm Folajogun Akinlami, and it's been nice hanging out with you. Bye for now.